Welcome back to the David Pakman Show.
All right, we're back on the show. I want to get to Rupert Murdoch's News Corporation, a.k.a. Fox News, funding the North Korean regime. But before we do that, Louis, because that's not big news, right? I want to mention to everybody, we're doing a rate and review drive on iTunes. So the David Pakman Show podcast is on iTunes. If everybody who listens to the show were to go in there, Louis, search for the David Pakman Show on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating, if that's what you believe, or a low rating if that's what you think we deserve, fair enough, and also put in a review for the show. Already, from people just doing it over the weekend, we're getting a ton of new iTunes subscribers. So if you could do that, it would mean a lot to Louis specifically, and he would just really appreciate that.
That would make my day.
Let's talk about this North Korea situation. Bloomberg reported recently that programmers from North Korea's General Federation of Science and Technology developed a 2007 mobile phone bowling game based on the 1998 film Men in Black: Alien Assault, according to two executives at Nosotech joint venture company, which markets software from North Korea for foreign clients. Both games were published by who? A unit of News Corporation. Our friend, of course, Rupert Murdoch. The initial question is this even legal, given the sanctions that are imposed on North Korea? What do you think, Louis?
No.
I say yes. I actually looked into it, and it is legal.
Really?
I guess as long as the UN sanctions are not involved with the arms trade, which, although we don't know what North Korea is developing for their use, right now there is no evidence they are involved in the arms trade, then it is okay to do this type of business with them. So legal it is. The question is, what are we to think of this? On one hand, North Korea is so poor and oppressed, right, that anything that can be done to conceivably help the people there is good. Would you agree with that?
Sure.
The reality, though, is no one in poverty in North Korea is going to see any of the money that comes from this contract with News Corporation, which owns Fox News and the Wall Street Journal and so on and so forth. This is going to go to the Kim Jong-il family, presumably. Those who are living in poverty are not going to have a better standard of living because Rupert Murdoch is deciding to do business with North Korea, are they?
Nor will they find out anything about it, I imagine.
They may not. That's right.
Yeah.
Other than the people involved, we know more about what's going on than they do. I mean, Murdoch, again, is so steeped in his, libertarian principles, which are zero accountability and total selfishness, that he clearly has just no problem at all hiring people in a situation that will result in zero change to the starving people there. By the way, it won't change the fact that the country is continuing to use technology for evil. It'll get him some good deals on an app, though, and it'll certainly enrich the Kim Jong-il dictatorship, no?
I suppose. Cool little bowling game. I mean, that's not bad.
You've played the game?
No.
But it sounds cool to you.
Yeah, I'd try it out.
So this went on, and I know that people are going to tell me, well, hold on a second. Kim Jong-il has turned over power to his son, his third son, Kim Il-jung, I think the name is. I don't even remember the name. So this isn't his fault personally. That is not the basis of the argument. The fact that power has been turned over. I can see the emails coming in now, Louis. You distorted the entire story because it's actually Kim Jong-il's son who is now in charge.
It's all in the family. It's all the coveting of resources.
That's right. So here's a quote that we got about this from James Lewis, who's a senior fellow at the Center for Strategic and International Studies. Any sort of transaction that gives cash to the North Korean government works against U.S. policy. The coding skills people would acquire in outsourcing activities could easily strengthen cyber war, cyber espionage capabilities. Mobile devices are the new frontier of hacking. So, Rupert Murdoch, ladies and gentlemen, president of News Corporation, which owns Fox News, which is touting the let's keep the pressure and the evidence on the Obama administration and Democrats because people are unemployed, underemployed, and underpaid here. Let's continue to talk about that on Fox News, but let's also do a contract with North Korea, which will help to keep Americans unemployed, underemployed, and underpaid. But that's the president's fault. It's Barack Obama's fault. And instead, let's invest in a dictatorship in North Korea. Investing, by the way, the term used very loosely. Where's Bill O'Reilly on this? Isn't this as bad as NBC supposedly funding Iran, like Bill O'Reilly claimed? No. Apparently it's not. Any surprise we're not going to hear that mentioned on the O'Reilly Factor?
I hope someone calls him out on it.
Who's going to do that? It's not. The show's not even live. If anybody did that, they would cut it out. And anyway, what context could there be? Where is Bill O'Reilly on this? NBC doing business with Iran? No. News Corporation doing business with North Korea? Employing people in a way that could actually give them specific knowledge to carry out cyber terrorism against the U.S. and its allies? Not a mention of that. Not a mention of that. It's time to hold Fox accountable for funding Kim Jong-il and his sons.
Do you just blame ignorance on this?
Do I blame? No, I blame Rupert Murdoch's libertarian values of selfishness and this is zero, no accountability. Do whatever you want. That's what I blame it on.
So ignorance, not thinking about the consequences, not thinking about, in addition to selfishness.
I guess just it's a lack of common sense. It's a lack of logic. It is not malicious, but it is certainly detrimental both to the potential security of the U.S., which Fox News is very concerned about, and to the economy of the U.S., which Fox News is very concerned about and blames in great part the problems within it on President Obama, when it turns out their boss is actually furthering the problem. That's my point.
But not knowingly malicious.
I have no comment. I have no idea. I just don't know.
But
we still have certainly not wise.
The David Pakman Show is made possible by listeners like you and by Greenfield Savings Bank, building a strong community one account at a time, with neighborhood offices in Greenfield, Amherst, Conway, Shelburne Falls, South Deerfield, and Turners Falls, and online at greenfieldsavings.com. By the Daily Hampshire Gazette and GazetteNet.com, connecting our communities with local news and information. By DIF Design, specializing in custom business websites at DIFdesign.com. Find out more about underwriting The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.